What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? This is your boy Jay Gibson. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. This year, I hope you're going to be getting it done. You are watching Boss Talk Live, which is the #1 platform for turning entertainers into entrepreneurs. You see, it's a second wave out here. It's a whole new strain. So I ain't taking no chances, man. It might be viral even through the screen. So I got my mask on. Go check out bagsoverbills.com if you want to get some of that merch. We got a lot of hot guests coming to the show tonight. I got my man Aquarius Kelly, who's one of the biggest tastemakers in the game, behind the scenes, moving and shaking, and he's part of a big movement called Drive Society. He's going to let you know what's going on about that. I got my man Stiff C in the building. He's coming through. He's straight out the A. He's going to be, premiering his hot single right now and showing you what else he's going on. He got some merch. He got some other things going on. And then I got my man Trill, who's another mover and shaker. And my man DJ Johnny O supposed to be popping up. So we don't know what's going to happen. But tonight we're going to talk about collaboration. Because if you don't learn how to link up, your business is going to sink. Trust me. So let's get to the show. Yeah. We back in the building. Like I said, this is Boss Talk Live. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. And what's tonight's topic? Like I said, it's a new year, so we're going into a whole new vision, right? Tonight's topic is part of a series that I call $1 Million Mashups. And in this series, we're going to highlight some of the things that you never thought of, right? That's going to show you how two different brands can collab or two forces can collide to create just millions of dollars in revenue, as well as change the culture forever. I'm going to teach you tonight why you like bacon and eggs. You might say, bacon and eggs, what's that? It's only the #1 breakfast combination in the world, right? It's only two of the biggest food groups in the world. And I'm going to show you how they came together because somebody like me came up with the idea to combine bacon and eggs. So let's get to that before we bring our guests through the boardroom. All right? Boom. Right. So bacon and eggs. How did bacon and eggs become a combo, right? Well, way back in the day, there was a guy named Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays is the king of PR. He's like basically the hand behind the throne. Every single thing, and we're going to highlight him as we go throughout the year, but every single thing that you could think of, including Mother's Day, was invented by this guy, Edward Bernays, including bacon and eggs. So the way that this came about was, there was a company called Beechnut. Now, Beechnut was a pork company. They may still be around, but they were the #1 producer of pork, but their sales were slowing down. They needed a way to get their brand into every table in America. Bacon at that time was somewhat a breakfast food, but not really ate like that, because you got to remember, that's a cut off of the pig. It's not like you getting a pork chop. So they wanted to make bacon a #1 thing. Now, this is back in the 1920s. So they went to this guy, Edward Bernays, who is a master marketer and definitely some people would say even a manipulator. And we'll get to that later. But what did he do? He came up with the campaign. He said, how can we get everybody to eat this? Well, you got to eat breakfast every day, right? So what he did was he went to a doctor, because it's not good enough for the pork company to just say, hey, we have this with some eggs, and everybody, you can't just start a trend overnight. And you're going to see tonight when I bring these brothers through and we talk it up and chop it up, why that's important to understand. You need to collaborate, but you can't just overnight, because you hook up with somebody, think that something is going to change. What he did was he got verification, right? And authenticity. He got a cosign. He went to his doctor, right, who has connections with other doctors. He pays this doctor all the time. These are the same people that told you cigarettes were safe. Believe it or not. One time, medical doctors had published papers telling you cigarettes were safe. But what he was able to do was convince this doctor with a nice envelope that Americans need to have a heavier breakfast, more calorie dense. It would carry them through the day. And there's some diets still to this day that have that, notion. But what he did was the doctor called 50 of his friends. They put together a study and then got the study published. And then what happened? It hit newspapers worldwide. It had mass distribution. This became the talk of the 20s, right? Oh, this is a new thing. We're going to have bacon and eggs for breakfast. You throw in some toast. Now you have and some orange juice, which is still today, if you watch any commercial, even cereal companies, might have some bacon and eggs on the table with some orange juice and some toast, right? And that led into what they call the 5 food groups. But I just wanted to point this out because, this could be called the $1 trillion mashup. How much money does the egg industry make when combining with the pork industry and vice versa? If bacon was on its own, yes, you have BLTs, you have bacon, egg, and cheese. There goes bacon and eggs again. We throw some cheese in it. Now we got a sandwich, right? All of these things materialize because one person had an idea. So never let people tell you ideas are worthless. It's what you do with the idea. What did he do? The first level was coming up with the idea. Then he went to somebody who has credibility, right? An influencer, influenced him, and he got his friends to co-sign the idea. They published it in a journal, which the media at the time, they accept that as an authority. So now they're going to say doctors in the New England Journal of Medicine says, allegedly, we don't know if it was printed in that. Don't come for me. I ain't got the money right now. But you know what I'm saying. The New England Journal of Medicine says, hey, it's good to eat bacon and eggs together for breakfast, right? So now people who read this newspaper, the common folk like you and I, we read this, wow, this must really be good. And what happens? We eat it up. Right? And now it becomes a thing. And your grandparents ate this. So now they taught your parents and their parents taught you. And now a lot of us have kids and we're teaching it to them. It just becomes tradition. And once you ingratiate yourself into the culture, you can make money forever. So let me bring my first guest to the boardroom tonight. This is a good brother. This brother is doing a lot of work with his groups and, educating our youth. I have my main man, 50 grand. Aquarius Kelly in the building. What's going on with you, bro?
What's good, Julian? How's everything?
I'm good, man. Good to have you tonight. How was your New Year?
Everything was good, man. I'm actually working on a few things right now. So just doing what I do as usual,
All right. I see you, man. You're doing your thing, man. I had to cut mine off, man. You got the Marvin Gaye special going on, man. You smooth, you chilling. Hey, man, I'm trying, man. I'm moving and shaking, but tonight's topic, collaboration. Let us know what your thoughts on that. I just gave the people a little case study about what's going on and how bacon and eggs. Now, I know you're a plant-based brother. I'm trying to convert, so I know I'm the first thing I asked you, right, what's going on. Yeah. But just in the concept from your professional opinion about the impact of collaboration.
When I think of collaboration, I just think of partnership, which is essential when it comes to branding business throughout the marketplace. I think of Supreme and how they partner with a lot of different brands, which has helped to rise their and amplify their brand, from a streetwear brand to partnering with the North Face and Timberland. And essentially, what does that do? It expands their presence. So that's what partnership is essentially about, is amplifying our presence and introducing what we do naturally, as you said, to a new audience, a new market, a new community. So right. That's what comes to mind when I think of collaboration.
All right. So let the people know, what it is you do. Big shout out to Matt, what I'm saying? My man, Matt Sims. What it is you do, and how you bring value to the culture.
Yeah. So I'm an educator, right? I'm an educator at heart. That's number one: educator, strategist, and founder. So ultimately, I believe in a social mission. I believe everyone should have a social mission. That's what I believe is our North Star and what guides us through this life that we live. So my social mission is to uplift humanity, right? Okay. So because that is my social mission, everything that I have to do has to align with that. So educating, working with youth, working with young people, that aligns with helping to uplift humanity. Working with brands, that aligns with helping to uplift humanity. And then just empowering communities. So as you see right there, We Love Hub City is a platform I founded back in 2016. And that's really focused on promoting positivity within New Brunswick. So I live in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and it just so happened that while I was out here, that's the idea that came to mind to help bridge the gap between local businesses, community culture, community organizations, education, and government. And that's how I add value. Just really, I'm a bridge builder, man. So that's what I do. I build bridges, I connect, I collaborate, and I enjoy partnering with other people who align with my social mission.
Right. Now we're looking at this image right here of the minister on campus at Rutgers U. Can you talk about this right here in this moment and how this came about?
Yeah, so it's funny you mentioned that. So when you look at the feed of We Love Hub City, it's all curated content, which means it's user generated. There's no way, when we talk about business and scale, right? There's no way I can literally go around an entire city and just take photos of myself. So
Right.
what I figured is I would just create the platform to curate content that is a positive reflection of the city of New Brunswick. So whether it's the skyline or whether it's Minister Farrakhan at Rutgers, every single photo you see represents the lifestyle within the city of New Brunswick. So that photo of Minister Farrakhan, that was actually taken, and it's crazy how this unfolds, but that was actually taken by a teacher that I recently interviewed on another platform that I'm a part of entitled Community Voices. But I didn't know that until literally last week. So I had that photo sitting in my phone for 4 years, since like 2015. So as I was going through my photos, because it was the end of the year, December, we're looking to clean things out, start off fresh, I came across that photo. I'm like, oh, let me post this photo. And it just so happened that it was taken by Joel Plummer, who is an educator and a friend of a friend. And, you know, we ended up bringing him onto another platform that I'm a part of, as I just mentioned, Community Voices. So, I mean, that in itself is kind of like how collaboration from a universal perspective comes around full circle.
Definitely, man. I'm just, scanning through these images, man. These are great photos. And, they're giving me ideas. But, for the audience, this is a great example of how Aquarius is saying, through collaboration, he's part of so many different circles that have their own purpose and their own mission. And, he's able to merge all those things together to tell a story. But where I think this We Love Hub City feed is very valuable is in an example of imagery and how on Instagram, which is a visual platform, is driven by pictures and video, right? This would make me want to follow this, even if I've never heard of New Brunswick, New Jersey, right? You can look at this photo right here. It's a nice looking female, but she's eating at a restaurant, and then the lighting in the background, it has a certain vibe. Now, what I wanted to ask is, I see that you're tagging the restaurants in the photos.
Yeah.
Have you approached any local businesses? Because New Brunswick, for people who don't know, that is the hometown of Rutgers University, where the main campus is. They have campuses all throughout New Jersey, but that is the main campus, and that's where most people, like he said, hub. They come in, and there's a lot of business connects there, and even with New Jersey Transit, that is a big place. So for people who are not familiar, that's what we were referring to when we say Hub City. But have you approached, with that being a college town, some of the local businesses to do marketing and, maybe, an influencer campaign to help drive business? Because I know local shops are really struggling right now.
I've had businesses approach me, actually.
Okay.
But again, as someone who is a part of multiple platforms, I have to be wise about what it is and how I allocate my energy, because I can't do everything, right? So essentially for me, this is something that I enjoy doing just off the strength, just giving love to the city that I live and reside in, right? in the long run, in terms of like the long-term marathon approach, We Love Hub City is essentially a part of a lover's ambition, right? So a lover's ambition is the parent company, right?
Right.
Umbrella for everything that I do. So essentially everything that I do sits under a lover's ambition, right? And right now I'm not really pushing anything crazy like that, right? So I'm just sitting back doing what I do behind the scenes, as you mentioned, knowing that each interaction, each project I'm involved in is building brand. So I'm just continuing to build brand, build brand, build brand, build brand. I'm not worried about sales now. I'm not worried about transactions now. I'm building brand, knowing that eventually through building brand, through impact, through meaning, through purpose, there will come times to monetize whatever it is I'm working on, to work on campaigns, to work with brands. And that's when everything will make sense.
Right. And see, now that's a great point for the public and a lot of people that are in business as well as music to understand that there is seeds to be sown. And that's, not to get religious, but that, in the Bible, it talks about that. You reap what you sow. If you sow those seeds, and I'm just looking at this feed. I mean, this is beautiful photography, I was going to say as well. I mean, this is really professional level, and the feed flows, the colorways flow. And but he's investing in his brand. He's putting the time in to build equity, to build trust with the audience, to so the businesses are approaching him at this point. And this is a great example. I just wanted to show you guys what you can do. Here goes the brothers right here, the Harlem Capital brothers, you know what I mean, doing their thing. So there's a mixture to it, it's a vibe to it, and it's very colorful. It pops, and I just wanted to give you your credit for that, because a lot of times we want to just get to the money. We want to monetize in 10 seconds, and that's not always the best way to do it. But before we wrap up, I wanted to say, was there anything that you wanted to share with the people or let the people know as far as how they can get in contact with you, if they want to support your mission, if they want to support your movement? What's the best way that they can reach you?
Yeah, so before I give out my personal credentials, I just want to say, just to bring things around full circle, based on what you just showed on the Lover's Ambition feed, that's one of the reasons why I started working with Driven Society, right? Okay. So my work with Driven Society, which is a multicultural production creative agency, and recently Driven just wrapped up our partnership with Cadillac. So we did a Driven Ones dinner with Cadillac, right? Wow. So the video for that is on the Driven Society Instagram. So if you go to Driven Society on Instagram, you'll see that video. And that work came through my work. So listening to a podcast, so watching a video, engaging with that content. So anyone who's listening right now, whatever it is you want to do, whatever you admire, whoever you admire, engage in their content. Watch their videos on YouTube and soak in that information. And then if you are an artist, maybe you could create a mural that represents what you just listened to, right? If you are a writer, maybe you can write about what you just heard on a YouTube video and create an article around it. If you are a speaker, maybe you can create a podcast and just talk about the different things that are inspiring you based on someone else's podcast you listen to. These are all ways to create and bring attention to the work that we do through curating someone else's content, translating that into a skill that we have, speaking, writing, whatever it is, and then putting that back out into the ecosystem so that people can become aware of our skill and our talent also. And that essentially is kind of like the science of collaboration.
Right.
It's taking what we do well and merging that with what someone else has done already, and then just leveling that up, bringing it to another level. So that's the insight that I want to share with everyone listening tonight, because that's literally what has brought me to where I am today. And you can catch me, you can connect with me on IG at Aquarius, AQUAUS. And if you just Google Aquarius Kelly, all my socials will come up, LinkedIn, Twitter. So that's how you can catch me. You can also check out Driven Society at Driven Society, We Love Hub City at We Love Hub City, and A Lover's Ambition at A Lover's Ambition.
Okay, perfect, man. We definitely want to bring you back again, let you teach a master class on content because, brother, this content is A1, right? And also, I want to know, do you do photography professionally as well? Because I know a lot of the people that's out here, whether it be artists, creators, or business people that need these services, man. I mean, because whoever's taking these pictures, they doing their job. You feel me?
Yeah. So no visual credit goes to me. I don't shoot anymore.
Okay.
However, I do have a spreadsheet of photographers, videographers. So anyone looking to get in touch with someone else, I can definitely help with that.
Okay. All right, definitely, man. So we're going to check back with you, man. Happy New Year to you. Make sure you send my love to the fam and check this brother out, man. This is definitely one of the guys that's getting it done out here in 2021. And, you know, you need to pay attention. So, you know, I definitely wish you a good night and I will check in with you next time, brother.
Absolutely. Happy New Year. Much love.
All right. Peace. All right. So coming to the table, who's coming to the boardroom next? This brother right here is doing his thing in the music industry. Y'all need to check for him. You know, he goes by the name of Stiff C, and he's just here to have a good time. So let's get him in the boardroom and let's see what he's talking about. What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, party people in a place to be.
What's up with you? What's up with you?
Hey, man, I can't call. I'm just trying to have a good time out here, man. I'm wrapping back into this house arrest stint, you know, beautiful Friday.
Right.
2021, we made it. Didn't die this year. Kind of wasn't expect for that to, you know, happen, but it did. So I'm still alive. It's a party. Party people in a place to be.
So let the people know, you know, how you know, came to be in the music game, and also I know you have some merch as well, and you know how you just put your brand together.
Well, as far as the merch goes, you can just go to that website right there, stiffcost.com. But I got into music more or less in my adolescence. I grew up in the Crown Hill section,
Okay.
Kenwood Boulevard Highland area, in Indianapolis, and we had a music group at the time, and we did a song called Yellow House, and it scored about 30,000 views in a week. Totally organic. So I'm like, well, hey, maybe I can be a rapper. And at the time, I was engaged in illicit acts, urban commerce, and things of the sort. So that was kind of my lifestyle. Oh no, it was legal. It's totally legal. What do you mean?
Oh,
Like,
okay. All right.
crime.
Ain't Vlad though. I just want, you know what I mean.
I don't commit crimes. I have never committed any crimes. The felonies I have are misnomers. But like I was saying, no. That was just the lifestyle I was living, more or less. So I was doing the gangster rap thing, more or less reflecting on what I had around me going on and what I was doing in my music. And it was cool and all, but I kind of just had like an epiphany one day. It was like, you know what? I'm super different and everybody know that. Why don't I reflect my differentness and like ride that wave and like create my own current and things of the sort? Before I know it, I might just, you know what I'm saying, be legendary instead of trying to move and groove with the flow, because that's not always the move, to just go with the flow per se. And after a series of deaths and misfortunes, you know, I found myself in a rather dark place. And I'm like, you know what? This is a lot of energy. Though it might be dark energy, it's powerful. I need to channel this into something. And after a few drug-induced days of introspection, more or less, I ended up coming out with the idea to be a pop star. So I mean, my sound isn't necessarily orthodox pop. It's more eclectic than anything.
Right.
But it's along those lines, and I have some other things that I haven't necessarily recorded just yet, or released rather, that are along that same genre. I'm trying to create my own genre, more or less. I keep getting compared with The Weeknd and Drake, which kind of grinds my gears, but on the same, it's like they're not comparing me to Little B Bass God or Ice JJ Fish. So
Right.
no shade to those guys, but that's pretty good to be comparing me with like the literal greatest of all time and the mathematically greatest of all time. So
Right.
yeah.
And I was gonna say to you, you know, and we'll bring Trill in a second so we can join the conversation. Being different is valuable because what they call that is a unique selling point. And
Yeah.
especially in music, something that's new stands out. Because I'll keep it real. A lot of music, when it first hits, you're like, yo, what is that? Right? Let's say I'm gonna keep it all the way real. When Nelly's first album dropped, I was like, this is trash. What is this? Right? But about when I saw the video, I said he's got 500 people behind him. It changed overnight because when I saw the support he had and the visual presentation of the music, I was like, oh, this is dope. And maybe I had some East Coast bias. You know, I'm from Jersey, New York area, Staten Island, where I started at. You know, so you have that East Coast bias. You got East Coast ears, right? If it ain't miracle, spiritual, you know, ventriloquial, then it ain't hot. You feel me? But I've always been somebody who I told people last night. I was on a conference call with Matt. We were talking to DJs from Houston. I said, if it wasn't for Yo MTV Raps, you know, playing, mine's got my mind playing tricks on me. Cypress Hill, The Far Side, you know what I mean? All these people, Razzcast, and all these different styles. And then when you go into sort of the lane that you're in, some of the more eccentric artists who venture out. Like when CeeLo first started doing different music, people was laughing till he dropped that Maybe I'm Crazy.
Yeah.
20 million later, you know, now everybody want to be different, right? Or when Andre first started to transition. So, you know, let's get my man Trill in the building, and then we're going to continue the conversation. What's going on? Now, this brother, next brother coming up, he's doing his thing as well. He has a dope movement that's going on down in the A. He's promoting independent artists, and he's bringing them to the table. So let's get him into the boardroom. My man, Trill, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, good people? What's going on? What's going on, brother?
Yeah.
All right. So I know you've been in the green room chilling and listening to the conversation. What are your thoughts on the topic tonight?
Man, it hit me on the collaboration because, man, I wouldn't be in this game 22 years without collaborating with other people just away from my brand. Strengthening brands together is the key. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's hard for people it's your baby. So you see somebody else doing more, you kind of shy away instead of going through the process together. Somebody got to win. It's only one first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's so important to mash brands. You know what I mean? And an example I know I was a part of with the labels early on, we're trying to match artists together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fan base is pretty much you R&B singer, you're a rapper, great. Put you on a song together, make you a cute little couple storylines, great for sales. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's something that they actually strategically did. You know, so you know it's all kind of ways of thinking outside the box, man. Everybody won't get it at first, but you got to stick to what works and what works for you.
Right. So now, you know, tell people a little bit about your journey into the industry and how you got started and, you know, developed your brand. Because I see you doing big things with the Indie Mega Fest. But before that, what made you want to get into the game?
I always just really gravitated toward music, love music, you know, and I love music because I couldn't dance. You know, I'm from Chicago, so if you couldn't dance, you couldn't get the girls. So I got to get involved with this music some way or another. But long story short, I had my first cousins are from Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
And, they started a rap group called Concord Affiliated.
Okay.
From CCA, and I became a part of it. I had a mind, and I wanted to be behind the scenes. First time I went to a show and the artist didn't get the money, they gave it to somebody else. Mm-hmm. I want to be him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I just learned, you know, started out street team, you know, work my way up, you know. Right.
So and that's an important lesson. I don't want to skip over that for the audience. It's not where you start. it's how you finish. Because what a lot of people don't understand, look at Tupac's entrance into the game. He was a backup dancer. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people would have been too prideful, especially imagine the MC Dope as Pac saying, yo, man, I want you to do the Humpty Hump dance. Right? This is before the song blew up. We don't know this is going to become a phenomenon, a classic of all time, right? We just, yo, man, I'm going on the road. I got a little tour money. I can put you on, but you're going to have to carry the crates. You're going to have to carry the bags. And you got to dance. You know what I mean? When I do the thing, you got to do the Humpty dance. For a cat that might have been a little more street and not as well-rounded as Pac, because Pac had experience in, you know, acting, and he went to an arts high school. So he knew about performance, right? And he was hungry. He humbled himself. He said, you know what? I'll take that opportunity all day long because it's better than being out here. At that time, he was living in the Bay, right? So he like, let me get up out of here. This is going to get me on the road. He links up with Tretch and a bunch of other people, and now he starts putting his project together behind the scenes. So when they come out with that same song record, he gets his first opportunity to rap, right? Now he does his part. Boom. Everybody likes the vocals. Next thing you know, he's got a deal. But from all of that grinding on the road and making, you know, relationships and networking and getting beats and, you know, people just seeing his face, he was able to put out a dope project. So it's important for the audience, whether you have a business or you're in the music business, you understand how it works, right? You understand that you may start small, right? But you take that opportunity and you got to hustle up and level up. Right?
It never stops. It never stops.
It never stops.
Even with the deal, it's like when you get the deal, it's like you got to strap up now because they're gonna give you a certain amount of a boost, and that's it.
Right.
For every one opportunity they give you, you have to make 5 out of it, or you're done.
Right. Right. And that's what people have to understand that. Stiff said, I just want to tell your boy who's in there showing you some love. Good shout out to Taz. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, well, that's self-promotion then. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But so you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. It's all good. But back to what we were saying though, man. You know, the Indie Mega Fest. Let the people know what it's about. I'm gonna share real quick. And then we'll get to Stiff C with his single and everything, and we'll get some feedback on that. But let the people know. Let me share that real quick for the people just so they can see what it's about. We're gonna go to the IG and then you can talk us through it. So let the people know what this is, how it got started, and why it's so influential in your market.
I started Indie Mega Fest because I started doing work in the indie realm. You know, a lot of people know me from Concord affiliated. They know me from the beginnings with Freddie Gibbs. You know, just I've been on the road with everybody. I wore a lot of hats, so I know the business from all aspects, from a promoter, the DJ. I know how they think, how they act. So I started implementing it into what artists were doing wrong. And
right.
And in the city, there's a showcase every night that's meaningless. You're performing for other artists and nothing's going on.
Right.
So, I mean, I got, 15 at that time. I had about 15 years in the game. I had all these contacts, all these label reps, all these people are my actual friends. I said, I'm gonna bring all my friends to Atlanta, pay for them to come, and I'm gonna throw a real Indie Mega Fest, all indie artists, no one signed, the best of the best from around the country, and put you guys in front of people that can really change your lives for real.
Right.
So
right.
That's how that started. And it was just my way of giving back because I don't do enough for indie artists anymore.
Right. And I love that what you just said, because a lot of times people don't understand, let's go back to the full screen for 1 second, but a lot of people don't understand that what you just were saying. And I talk to people, in my circle all the time about this. What people don't understand is, you just said it, people are performing with a room full of artists and we all performing for each other, which is cool sometime if you just want feedback from your circle. But what I tell people is you got to get outside the bubble, right? And a lot of us we're from different parts of the country, right? And what we don't understand is the people that know you, like I put it like this. Somebody told me this a long time ago. They treat you how they meet you, right? So if somebody meets you at a certain level in life, most of the time as you rise through the ranks, they may have trouble accepting your status as you grow up. Right? If they meet you when you already get signed or you get, drafted into the NFL, the NBA, whatever it is, whatever the top of your profession is, now you the man, everything you say is gold. right? But what we don't understand is a lot of local artists and even local businesses and brands, they garnered it. You know, it's nothing wrong with getting feedback from people that you know, but that little speck of the world is not the whole industry. It's not the whole world. And until, like he said, he brought people to Atlanta from their different markets, let them get exposure, and then put them in front of people who are actual decision makers, who are bosses in the game, who can say, hey, I like this. Or maybe, hey, I like what you did, but let's tweak that. Let's work on this, or work on your beats, or work on your stage presence. You know, here go my number. You know, when you get everything together, call me. You know, and at least you got an opportunity, or a meeting could be set up from that.
You can't beat putting somebody in a room full of people they would never be able to get to.
Right.
You know what I mean? That they've sent emails to that they never opened their emails before. And but that's good because that's planting the seed. So now they're at this event, they see you. It's like, I remember that. I did get that email when you talked to them. Hey man, I sent you a DM, I sent you an email before. Now that name is in their head. Like, wait a minute, okay. No, hey, that is hot. And now there's a dialogue. It's a dialogue going.
Right.
But that dry submission, hey, check my such and such out. I don't open them. I don't. You know what I'm saying? It'll take someone like, you know, Matt or somebody, hey man, look, this and that. And when I check it out, right. But it's a relationship thing, you know. I just delete, because it's the approach. I never call anybody immediately and talk money.
Right.
If I call you about your platform, it's, hey, Gibson, man, you the man. I seen you. I like your platform, bro. I like what you're doing, man. I think that's something, you know, I would be interested in doing. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how we can collab. It's a dialogue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we can discuss, you know what I'm saying, benefit to each other. Is there a monetary thing? Okay, I'll pay you for your platform, because sometimes you pay for knowledge.
Right.
You pay for knowledge, you know? So
that's big too, because you know, Stiff C, what you think about what we're talking about right now? I just want to make sure you're in the loop with the conversation.
I absolutely agree. Well, I mean, I'm a baby in the game, you know. I mean, I technically am a baby as well. I'm only 27. I just look like this.
Yeah, you're a baby.
Yeah, rough early childhood. But I assume that that's how it works, because I am like my prime promoter of all my materials, and that's past, present, and probably the future as well. Well, not too long, hopefully, but I'm in a lot of people's inboxes, and if I inbox 100 people, 0 people that I haven't met personally are hitting me back in regards to what I'm talking about. And sometimes I do the genuinely wanting to be your friend or associate or support your stuff type situation. No response, because more or less you don't know who's on the other end of these devices. You know, in the age of catfishing and digital scamming and things of the sort, I totally understand it, and that's why it's so important to build networking relationships, or relationships in general, rather, with people.
You have to.
That's what I'm working on doing right now myself. I've taken this last 7 months in particular to, you know, build up my relationships with people here locally in the city, and people that are in business with people that I'm in business with locally around the city, and therefore abroad. But it's really hard to have those important conversations if you don't have a liaison of sorts, or liaisons of sorts. And that's what I'm really in the market to be doing right now, because I'm not the hottest. I'm nowhere near the hottest. I ain't shit though. Can we cuss?
Yeah, I mean, we could not unnecessarily.
I'll try not to. I apologize. But you know, one day I do want to be hot stuff, you know what I mean? And it's not going to happen unless I build those relationships and tend to those relationships, and that's what I'm interested in doing, quite honestly.
It's more powerful than money. Like, it's more powerful than money. It's rarely anyone that I have used the service of record and whatever. They give me a price. If it's reasonable and I know that's the going rate and it's worth it to my budget, I'm gonna do it, because I'm gonna get their context. I'm gonna learn stuff. I'm gonna learn about digital radio tracker. I'm gonna learn about, you know, what websites they use for their analytics. I learn when I pay for them. I don't just sit back and let them, I paid that person, it's cool. No, you're wasting your money. Artists do that, and then they come back and say, this person didn't do their job, or that didn't work for me. You have to work the process.
Yeah, I'm pretty skittish when it comes to paying strangers for services. You know, when that's all they want to do is get it over with. You know, because if that's the attitude out the gate, uh, where's the investment?
You're just
I,
a dollar. You're just a dollar. You're not an
I'm
artist. You're just
simply a dollar. The dollar should be a force multiplier.
a.
It shouldn't be the bulk of the blast.
That's why you should find you a platform that's on the level of your career right now. Don't reach for uh Hip Hop Weekly. Don't reach for the low hanging fruit,
Right.
Yeah,
because one platform may be the cousin to such and such platform who left World Star and started this, or worked for Vlad and started. Reach the ones that are obtainable to you and move up, because that shows more of a catalog. I've done interviews with, but all these different ones, and it just makes you look better. It'll give a big platform. I'm gonna give him a shot. Someone else is doing it. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of artists reach for unattainable goals.
Right.
And
Right.
there are such thing. I feel reach for the stars, all that, but there are unattainable goals.
Right. My man, my brother that was just on here, Aquarius, he gave you a lot of credit for that. He said it's great advice. Gradual growth. I was going to say the same thing. Some of the platforms that you can build relationships and rise with them as well, right? Because that new media outlet, they're looking for content, right? Now this is a new platform as far as what this presentation of is here, but I've been in the so-called, let's say, the industry for the last, I got signed my first deal 2001. So that'll tell you how long back and forth now. We've all had our journeys, went and did this, came back, went around, did whatever. But it takes time to build, right? And I'm that you guys mentioned a platform, I wanted to highlight one of our promotional partners. That is my girl Jay over there at the Hype magazine.
Jamila, Big J.
You know what I mean? She did a dope
Good person, man. And she's solid, bro.
Right.
Like, one phone call away, no cap, no blah blah. Like, she gonna pull
yeah.
up, she gonna do her job, and she professional, man. Real good person.
Right. So I just wanted to play a quick snippet of her interview with my man Manny Mad Dog. Big shout out to him. And these are some of the people behind the scenes who help us do what we do. But just to kind of bring your topic to life, I just wanted to show that real quick. So just let me show a little quick snippet, and then we'll get back and premiere the Stiff Tea song.
Like you and I have spoken about it, like even in terms of what we're doing financially, you know what I mean, and creating these financial programs and starting to roll out, that side of it, so that we can educate our community. You know what I mean? And it's key. And it really is, man. So like I said, I've had the pleasure of working with that man for 11 years. And through that, I've developed a lot of relationships that have allowed me to move in different directions in terms of our community and being a social activist in our community, and allowing to be able to give back. And I've been awarded, 100 Black Men of America, crazy enough. Here you got a Latino, and I'm being awarded.
I was about to get to that too, like,
100
listen,
but I'm Latino.
So yeah, big shout out to Jay, big shout out to the Hype magazines, definitely doing their thing down there and been part of the culture for a long time. So just wanted to show her some love and also show Manny some love and give people a real life example of what you're talking about. Now let's get to the song. My man Stiff C, he has his single, right? Because all he wants to do is have a good time. So I'm gonna show a snippet. I can't play the whole thing because they're gonna flag me. We simulcasting right now on YouTube, Facebook, and all that. So I'm gonna play a clip of it, and then we're gonna get to it, and then we're gonna direct people where they can download the stream and all of that. All right, so let's get to that real quick, and then we'll be back and we'll get the feedback and see what the people think. So this is the song, "A Good Times," the official video, and let's get to it.
Yeah. I listen to the way other guys when anything you want is spice. The way you're talking about and bragging you tonight. Look at what you done. Look at what you done. See the bigger picture. Look at what you put me to. It's a bad Tell me your love is enough for what it should be like. Is enough. You came in my life and you got it back. Where you went left was on my mind. Me on one piece is the times I'm caught in the mix in my life for a good time.
All right. I like it, man. What's going on? What you think there, man? Trill, give him some feedback on that.
Hey man, I honestly, because I just can't like not be real. I like the joint, but are you opposed to selling your records?
No, I originally wrote this song for a girl I met in Indiana. I forget her name, but I met her at Asmith.
It has the potential to definitely be a dope record, but I could definitely see somebody, you know what I'm saying, taking that a little bit further. I don't think that's you though. I don't think that's for you. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that. I'll just be honest with you. You probably got some other dope shit, but the song is hard. But I don't think the visual and the song is gonna match for masses. But
Yeah.
I get what you're doing though. I see it and I like the outside the box. That shit is hot. But I like that for somebody else. That song. But I like what you. I like it.
Hear. Who do you know? Who do you know, or who can you hear on it in particular?
I know a bunch of dope ass like up and coming pop singers that would turn that shit out. Actually, an EDM artist actually by the name of Turquoise I'm gonna link y'all. That she would really kill that shit.
I'm silly easy to get a hold of, you know, like I'm checking, even though I'm in Facebook jail for the next 30 days on most of my Facebook pages, I'm checking my inboxes hourly.
It's cool. Like I don't even, like I say, I might ignore you. If I don't know you, I'm just gonna look like an artist, I'm gonna ignore you. But I mean, like I say, my name trillbiz@gmail. That's for anybody. Y'all need something, email me and I'll reach back out. You know what I mean? But the Instagram, social media, all that, I don't do no rap cap, no social media, none of that stuff. So, you know what I mean? Giving it to you, I'm giving it to y'all because I know y'all about y'all business if y'all on this platform. So trillbiz@gmail. Just shoot me an email, especially say you know who you are. I'll rap with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem, bro. I definitely do that, bro. But
sending that now.
Definitely.
All right, so now you see connections getting made right here on Boss Talk.
You know what I wanted to tell you though, bro, as an example about collaborations with the platform, just like we are right now, and you guys are. It's a new platform. You guys are trying to. His single goes haywire. You guys were one of the first ones to put them on. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You guys get picked up by Revolt, but he's always on your stream. He always sharing your posts.
Right.
He still haven't made it, but you don't think you're gonna put him on your show?
Right.
He's been a supporter.
Right.
I came up with people that are doing things that are writers here that are such and such there because we started together and kept rising. So don't never count anybody up. Come up together and help them.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why we created the platform. And like I said, big shout to Matt, big shout to Jay, big shout to Manny. It's a lot of people, man. My man Big Kev out there, dope from the go. So we've been chopping it up with just different people and bringing the same thing what you were doing with the, how you bringing the Mega Fest together. I want to do that for the culture on here and bring people who are, some have different levels, in the game, but the part of it is we like one nation of bosses. That's why we call it Boss Talk Nation. And really, it's a new era starting. It's a new decade. A lot of the old gatekeepers, the media has changed, the platforms have changed. Right now, we're streaming out on social, but as this develops, this same video is going to go out on streaming platforms, right? As far as your TV and all of that. So all of the development now that we're in a new year, I appreciate your feedback because that's exactly what we want to do. We want to take entertainers, turn them into entrepreneurs. We want to take entrepreneurs, show them how to boss up because there's a lot of people out here who are saying they're entrepreneurs, but they really solopreneurs, right? Meaning that you just got a side hustle. And then when somebody comes to you and like he just gave us some great feedback, he just gave the brother, feedback and showed him, not only just gave him feedback, but showed him, hey man, I got some people right now that might want to do something with that.
Hey, get a check. You sitting on a song that you hoping and wishing go, but you got somebody right here you can pass the time to and get a check. And now you a accomplished writer. Like
and you
get the bag, man. Artists don't know how to sit their egos to the side sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Man, get the bag, bro. Get the bag. Get to sit back and write songs all day and sit back and watch the charts. Like, yeah, go. You know what I'm saying? Go up the charts, Ariana Grande. Go up the charts.
I am climatically interested in doing
that's what I think your lane. I see your mind and where you're trying to go with it creatively.
Right.
And I think if you polish it and find that right song, you can get over with that. You know what I'm saying? You can slide on in. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad James did it. You know what I'm saying? Now he's a writer, out the scene, got his check, and writing platinum hits.
Oh yeah, I got a few in the oven for him too.
It's your bag, bro. Don't put your everything in one bag. Artist.
Right. And I think that's definitely another thing that not just musicians, but even business people, the whole pivot. Are you willing to, like, I started out rapping, right? And then got an opportunity to do radio. Shout out to the OG, 66 Raw XM, you know, before the merger, right? So we had our own show, and guess what happened? At that time, that was that early 2000 era, so you got the G-Deps, you got the Drag-Ons, you got all of these cats that were coming through to the show, right? And guess what I'm doing? I'm in the booth, right? So when they come to the show, you know, I got them bars. So it was a opportunity to put your talent on the same level of established artists and say, yo, this dude is fire. Not only that, he has a personality, right? He has commentary. He has something to say. A lot of people who are artists don't know how to expand from that. They either trying to be super thug, right, which we see right now in the culture how that's turning out, or you're too reclusive and you just want to put out the music, but you don't want to. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want to engage with the audience. And this social media era is all about engagement. Matt Sims just chimed in. He said, "Yeah, you'd be an amazing ghostwriter," and that's something that tonight could be the start of that. You feel me?
Shout out to Matt too, real good dude. Shout out,
my
Matt.
guy right there.
Matt is definitely making stuff happen behind the scenes, and that's somebody I've known 15 years. So exactly what Trill is saying,
like
for the story.
For example, like if you look at like the Freddie Gibbs and Jeezy situation, right? You had Jeezy, who was a street legend, icon. You know what I mean? You had Freddie Gangster Gibbs with a 95% Caucasian audience in his shows. You know what I mean? He didn't have the streets at all. You know what I mean? You had me going to flea markets, taking his record in there, his mixtape in there, trying to get it on consignment or what have you, and they're like, you know what I mean? Until he signed with Jeezy in the streets, on the street market, you know, gravitated to him. Now you can't keep it in the stores and in the flea markets and in the mixtape shops. You know what I mean? So it was just another collaboration, and Jeezy needed that white audience.
Right.
So what it was the best thing. It was the best thing that ever could have happened, no matter how it went. You know what I mean? You know, but it was a great. That's thinking outside the box. This man is a gangster rapper with all white fans. You know what I'm saying? I can't get to them folks.
Right.
Let me sign him.
Right.
Let's do records together.
Right. And see, that's a perfect example. And I just want to we're going to reset the conversation before we get out of it, because I wanted to touch on the Reebok situation. So just give me 1 second. Let me get that set up, and then we can get right back to what you're saying, because I think that's very, very crucial for people to hear. So you have to get outside your bubble. You have people who may have, you know, like you just said, Gibbs had this one fan base that really, you were from the outside looking in, you'd be like, yo, this dude is official. But look at his fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the people that, a lot of these artists that's fugazi right now, they get all the street fans, and then when they come to the shows, they ain't built like that. You see what I'm saying? So now you got, it's really an odd situation. But like you're saying, from those two artists who Jeezy, I'll tell you a quick story about Jeezy, right? So the first time I met Jeezy, I was going to the Mix Show Power Summit. I was in the airport in Charlotte, and everybody know, and especially from the East Coast, I don't care where you flying to, they always connect you through Charlotte, right?
And that little bitty airport.
And your terminal is always on the other side of the airport, right? No matter where you go. So I'm bumping Trap or Die, right? Just happened to be bumping it because it was fire, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm walking, and who do I see sitting there? It's Jeezy. Now I happen to be on the quote unquote Def Jam plane. I didn't know that. I booked my own flight to the hotel to go to this Power Summit, right? So when I saw him, I didn't jump, yo, man, what's up, yo, Jeezy, what? I just gave him a dap. And it almost threw him off. right? But then when I put my bag down, I showed him to see. I was like, yo, you know what I mean? I said that, you know, just the whole notion of being around the game and not getting starstruck and saying, oh, yo, that's Jeezy. Yo, let me get a drop. Yo, let me do a mixtape. Yo, let me get a picture. And a lot of times people may just want to do it, right? And when I did have my camcorder, though, I ain't gonna lie. At that time, the DVD drop was real big. So I said, you know what? When we get down there, cats gonna be moving and shaking. We might not have got a chance to see them. Let me see if I could at least, yo, can we do a little something for the DVD? And he respected the way I approached it. He's like, you know what? I got you. But now you see all these people that's at the gate. If I do this drop for you now, all these cats gonna come and they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're gonna hog me. Right. So this is my info. Boom. When you get down there, you connect with me, and I got you. The showcases, everybody know where everybody gonna be at. But that's just an example of you have to be ready for your moment, and you have to look outside of what you got going on in order to make something happen. And I was just me going off my hunger and my independent grind of, hey, I have access. I had a manager who had a lot of radio access. He, you know what I mean? He had flex in the game, basically. So I was somebody who had access, but you had to get it up out the mud on your own in order to be in the places. Like yesterday, you have your showcase. Cats got to get out of Cincinnati and get down where you at in order to get seen, right? And a lot of people in the social era, what they're doing, and they're losing out because of this, what they're doing is they're relying on social to do the whole trick.
And it helps. It's a great tool.
Be in the building at some of this stuff.
It's a great tool, but it helps. But you know, I come from street team in the van, the sweaty ass van. Excuse my language. With the nail guns, the staple guns, all the merch, all the CDs, and you know what I'm saying. Put your shoes back on, your feet stink, and here we go. Hit the light red jumping out. Pop, 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 pop.
Time it up, right?
So to me, that was great. All I gotta do is send an email. All I gotta do is put this out. But you can't. You still need that.
Right.
You still got to do it. It ain't no way around it. You know what I mean? But
I'm going to give you some quick street team game, right? I'm going to tell you how I'm going to put it, right? So a lot of people, they go get the posters. Now, it's two different kinds. But what most people do to try to copy, they'll get them 11 by 17s, right? They just posting them up on the poles, right? Then you might have to try to get, I want to get the 18 by 24 official joint, right? Because back then, Def Jam was, doing their thing. So they had the black and white posters. What most people don't understand, here's a free advertising game. The reason the labels use those, and it has very plain typography, aka the font and the writing that they use, is so that you can see it from down the block. Mm-hmm. If you're driving, you only got that 3 seconds to catch your eye, and then you watching back to the road. If you got too many colors and, you know what I'm saying, you and your boys and you iced up, you can have a picture, but you need to always have your writing, your typography, big block letters, clean and black and white.
Letters,
right? And black and white or black and yellow are two of the most recognizable colors. That's why our brand colors are black and yellow. So here's the funny part. So you get the 18 by 24 poster, you think you're doing something, right? But you don't realize the thickness of the paper. Those industry posters are thick, like almost cardboard. It's called cardstock, right? So it withstand if it rain or whatever, or if it's cold outside, the poster will still be good. You put up a regular poster out there, it ain't the next day it's gone. You feel me? It's down the street. Yep. So that's just a little game to show you. I do come from, come from that cloth to know the differences. You had to go to the right print shops. You had to have a relationship to get your flyers. That's the mixtape era. I told people last week, I saw Dipset when they first started. You had the 1,000 boxes CD joint, right? Oh,
Chubby was the beast though.
Talking about
Chubby was the beast though in that marketing, man. That's that old school. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rip the box open and you just
get it too. You get to it. You hit all the major clubs. You make sure. So guess what happened? That Summer Jam 05. Dipset steps on the stage. I said, you know what? I had to salute. And you know what I'm saying as far as the other side of things. When I say they had a campaign going in New York City, they had a campaign going in New York City, and I saw about 40,000 people salute. I'm going to just leave it at that. You feel me? And you was everybody official? No, but they was riding the wave.
Right.
And so you got to understand how they built their brand straight out of Harlem all the way to the industry, to the top of the game, dropping platinum albums from being having their street team going, right? Murder Inc. Big shout out to my man Polo, right? Back in the day. They always did their own street team on top of whatever the label did.
Exactly. That's
Make sure your product is getting into these markets.
You can't trust just paying somebody all the time. And it's cool they get a track record. You know what I'm saying? You pay me, you know I'm good money, but I don't mind you if I say I'm working your record. If you come behind me, you might just pop up on me in the club. Like,
Right.
oh, you hit, yeah, I'm servicing the record tonight. Tonight's the hottest night here. You know what I'm saying? So it be official, but you can't send the DJ Coalition $2,000 and just expect, you know what I mean? Go in the club.
Right.
Go pull up, go dap, go introduce yourself other than him knowing your avatar on IG. Go
Right.
holler at him. Go shoot him a drink and don't ask him to do nothing.
Right, exactly. Just build that rapport because everybody wants something from them. Most of these people, man, like you said, even that's a great example of collaboration. I knew some of the top club owners, like when Jay-Z talking about Club Cheaters, because like we was in Cheaters every week. So the biggest guys come through, but guess what? The party promoter is the person who brings the people.
Right.
The club owner owns the building. He got the liquor. He got all of that. He got the girls. But who brings those people through those doors every week is the promoters. So they're collaborating. He has the crowd. He has the venue. Maybe we got an artist. We got a relationship. Sometimes they'll bust that down. Sometimes, you know, they'll do certain different deals with the artists to come through. But there's a collaboration that happens so that you, the person who's just going to the party, gets a great experience. Because guess what you're going to do? Tell everybody you know. Right now, your phone is your best promotional team right now. Yo, it's lit. Back in the day, we used to have the picture man come through.
Right.
They're posted on alltheparties.com. Big shout to them. I know they might still be around, but that was the wave back then. You wanted to get the L picture, right, in the club, and then you get on these sites. Just so happened we was in the club every week. So now we start popping up on the sites every week. And we're like, who is this dude? He had all these parties, right, with all the celebrities, right? This pre-Instagram. Mm-hmm. But these fundamentals we drop in the night work in any era. So before we get out of here, I just wanted to touch on that Reebok deal. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna put y'all back in the green room. Then I'm gonna introduce the topic, bring y'all right back. All right. All right. So we're gonna do that. Boom, and y'all will be right back. So as I was telling y'all earlier today, right? We have my man Master P, right? Bout it, and we have Baron Davis. They're collabing right now on a possible, right, deal to buy Reebok. It's not set in stone yet, but they're putting the pieces together. Now, the reason this is important because this is two African Americans who are from the culture, right? Baron Davis, if you don't know who he is, he was a longtime NBA superstar, played for the Clippers, bunch of other teams, but mostly he got famous on the Clippers, point guard. And he's been investing in Silicon Valley for the last few years. What most people don't understand is Master P is a branding genius. And they're coming together to see if they can grab up Reebok, which coincidentally in Louisiana, right? Y'all all remember the Juvie video, they was rocking the Reeboks down there. So if they can bring this brand back together and they can, you know, partner up, it'd be the first black-owned major shoe company owned by black entrepreneurs and black bosses. That's legendary. That changes the game, right? What if we had some cats that Michael Jordan really owned Nike? What if he would have been able to boss up and buy Nike? Right? So these are things that you have to understand when we're talking about collaboration is from the ground up all the way to the top of the game. Now let's bring the brothers back in and you know, let's see what they got to say about this. And we're gonna bring them back in right now.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope they do. Mon Yachty is gonna be like $40. They're gonna be in every hood. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have them super sick colors. Reebok been clowning for years. Reebok been clowning ever since Mike Jones tried to get behind Reebok,
right,
back in the day and whatnot. You know, that's when I first started seeing the more expensive Reeboks. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. It's a genius move. I hope it happens. You know, I'm just curious as to why they're the first people to go publicly with the idea, with the initiative. Like, what has they surely they couldn't have been the first with the initiative.
Right.
What happened before them? What
right.
were turned down? I'm curious to know.
What are the real details of the deal? Are you guys going to be the face owners of it, so it goes urban?
Right.
It's really, or is it full ownership? You know what I mean?
Right. Are you on the board? Do you have some, you know what I mean, veto power? And that's something, because I know Kanye talks about that a lot. And you know, a lot of times you have the deals, the endorsement deals. Diddy did the Ciroc deal, right? He basically created their whole brand and their vibe. And you know, why? What you saying?
Ditties?
He don't own it. I mean, he had
He has ownership in it, but he claimed it like I'm Ciroc.
right. And when he presented it, like he owned the company, right? So he
he owned that stuff.
Like, he thought LL owned FUBU. Remember?
Right, exactly.
Nah. I mean,
that's my man Damon John too. You know what I mean? I saw him on Clubhouse the other night.
He thought like LL. Oh, this LL's.
Right.
He do got a liquor though. He do got his own liquor though. I just seen it in one of them Instagram promo videos. He ain't even really promoting it like that though.
Right.
So it's probably too big.
Right, but see, but the point to this whole thing is to teach people about licensing. Now, what they're doing is they're basically becoming brand ambassadors. Now, because Diddy was able to be successful with Ciroc and create hundreds of millions in sales, obviously they have probably restructured that deal, and he owns a piece of it. But that's not like his bread and butter like Sean John is. Like, you know, something like obviously Bad Boy. He's been able to partner up with a bunch of distributors over the years and give somebody a piece, buy it back. Give somebody a piece, buy it back. Russell basically invented that, right? With Def Jam, he flipped Def Jam like 3 times, you know what I mean? But it was genius because he was able to build Fat Farm. Then they was able to do some other things and globalgrind.com and some of these other things. But shout out to my man Zilla over there. So these are things that just showing you examples, whether we're talking about a young brother right here, Stiff C, trying to get his music into the game, or people who are already millionaires who are trying to become billionaires. It's all happening through collaboration. And I want to thank you, brothers, for being on tonight because this was a great topic, a great opportunity, and this is going to be part of a series. So each week we're going to pull something from history. Tonight it was bacon and eggs. Now be honest, did y'all know how bacon and eggs got started?
Nah, that was genius though.
Nah, I didn't know that to be a fact, but I assume so, just knowing how marketing works. And, you know, it's always a reason behind everything that's getting put in my head, put in my face.
Right.
From fashion to nomenclature, there's always some type of something behind what it is. So, I mean, that's good to know, though.
I thought that was from Big Mama's house or something. I don't know where. I had no idea.
Yeah, man.
Out, bro.
Oh, really?
Out, like. And now
it's something to do with slavery.
I watch commercials. I'm gonna start watching now. Like, damn, they go some bacon and eggs. They go some bacon and eggs.
Right. They just keep putting it in your face subliminally, and we're going to get to that probably in the next couple of weeks too. General Mills, Post, and Kellogg's how cereal got started. And when you go down the supermarket aisle, you think I like Golden Crisp, I like Rice Krispies. You all buying it from the same people. Right. And so that's what guys got to understand. But we'll get to that next week. But I just wanted to thank you, brothers. Like you said, my man Trill, if you have some music or some business, don't hit him up with no garbage, man. If it's whack, he gonna throw it out. Then he gonna cuss me out for even telling y'all to hit him up. You know what I'm saying? So don't hit me up telling me to hit him up if your stuff is trash. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't sending it, right?
I'll help anybody get to the next level, but you gotta show me that you got past the You know what I mean? First.
The beginning level, right? You can't be on the first level, bro. You got to at least get to the second level. And then, you got to, we might get you to the third level. So that's the way to go. You feel me? Now, my man Stiff C, let the people know where they can get your song at. Or is there any other music? Because we're gonna take this and we're going to politic and get a deal going. But stiffcost.com, okay, check that out. And, and like I said, I wanted to always tell y'all each and every week. You got something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, if you go to stiffc.com, that's like a pivot point for all my streaming platforms. Stiff Cost is more or less for the merchandise and the things that sort collaborative efforts, bios, backstories. Stiffc.com is exclusively for the music. That you got the Spotify's, the SoundClouds, the YouTubes, iTunes, all that jazz. And that's what I want people to remember. Stiffc.com. I'm Stiff C. Full name, stiffcost.com. That's where the merchandise and things of the sort will be. That's where it is now. Shout out to Matt. He's helping me out with that greatly. Quite honestly. But yeah, type in Stiff C on any streaming platform and my music will pop up. I ain't got that much stuff out right now. I only got three or four songs out, period. 2 under Stiff C, 2 under Red Samria, which is Airmaster spelled backwards. But next year after February 9th, when I get out for this sentence that I'm serving, I'm gonna be hitting the streets, promoting like crazy in the studio. The songs that I have written, I'm going to record official reference tracks, more or less, so I
Right.
can, work with people like yourself, Trill, perhaps, and get those sent out to people who can gain an idea of the concept of the artistry and maybe move forward with it. I'm just interested in networking with everybody. This was my baby year. I was an infant. I'm trying to get into my toddler stage. Uh,
Right.
and I'm just here to have a good time, make a couple of dollars, and make a couple other people a couple $100,000. I don't know.
Hey man, that's how it starts. And I like the way you put that, because people also need to understand it takes time, right? They always say that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. If you
Right.
look at, a lot of times we're looking at people when they get drafted, but you're not looking at them in the off season, in the preseason, when they was going to 100 different basketball camps trying to get on, when they had to make the AAU squad, right? That's where this is. This is the campground, the farm system to take you to the next level. Right now, if you're looking for, you need graphics, you need to get your business on here. If you have a business, and whether you're a musician or you're just a regular brand, and you're trying to get your business to the next level, get that exposure, call me at the number on the screen, 844-700-BOSS. That's the boss line. Or you could text me at the same number, 844-700-2677. We have people who are network of DJs over 150 strong. We have people like Trill that's in the building that we could get you to if it sound good, if it's something that passed the criteria, right? We got people like Jay with media publications that can put you on the map. We got people like Matt who can get your record to all the major DJ coalitions. So whatever you need, we got it, right? And so therefore, if you need consulting ideas for your business to put together a brand, if you need social media marketing, 844-700-BOSS. This is your boy Jay Gibson, and I'm the president, co-founder of Boss Talk Nation, and I want to wish y'all a happy new year, because in this year, if you don't learn how to link, your business will sink, right? So we definitely need to connect, y'all. I'm gonna wish y'all a good night. Be safe, and you can always come through. Anything comes up, you guys want to promo, you got any ideas, Trill, if you got any other artists you want us to interview, or people, business people as well, because I want to talk to the execs this year. We always going to have a musical guest. I got you, Steph, right? Just hold on one second. But I want to talk to the execs. It's too many times a lot of these shows where people, they're not really talking about the actual logistics, how this stuff happens. What do we need to do? Right now, we know it's a lot of new apps out, and it's some value there. But what's happening is the same clicks is happening. Right. Because you got to understand, the gatekeepers are shook right now. They don't know what to do, right? Until these venues open up and their normal means of making money, where they can control who does what, and they've earned their right to do that. I'm not dissing them, but it's a new day. So if you want to be part of Boss Talk Nation, all you got to do is text Boss Talk to 844-700-2677, and we got the plugs for you. All right? So, Steve, before we get out of here, what you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to know if you was going to drop that Stiff C promo we was talking about.
We got you. Well, matter of fact, this is what you do. Tune in next week, and we're going to drop it, all right? I got it. So this is your boy Jay Gibson. Like I said, hit us up on social media as well, at Boss Talk Nation on IG, on Twitter, everywhere is Boss Talk Nation. On YouTube as well. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to our Facebook page, Boss Talk TV. We got almost 3,000 people subscribed right now. I need to get to 10,000 so we can monetize this joint, and I ain't got to put a bunch of ads on it, all right? So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring this to the culture. We're trying to really take this to the next level. And if you want to get to the next level, let's go. Let's like my man Trill said, let's rise together. So I'm gonna play the outro, then we're gonna get out of here. It's 2021, y'all. Let's make it through this one. All right, because I'm tired of 2020. You know what I mean? I'm about to holler at Trill. I'm about to put some goons on 2020 and get them out there. All right? Peace. It's going down, man.